Hello viewers, you are welcome. This is Uncle Prosper YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to expose to you why brilliant students fail examination. Top 4 reasons why brilliant students fail examination. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the video. Let's get started.
Have you asked yourself this question? I am brilliant, I am intelligent, but why do I still fail examination? Why do brilliant and intelligent students fail examination? This is what we are going to answer in this video. So stay tuned, watch this video to the end, and if you find this content helpful, like the video, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Failure is measured at different levels. A brilliant student might find a particular score he or she has in an examination as a failure if it does not suit his or her expectation. And don't be shocked that this might be the expectation of another person. So that is how failure is measured. You might say you did not fail in that very examination, but to you that is not the score you desired. And so I am here to tell you how you can be able to prevent failure next time in your examination and return home with that desired score. I'm going to tell you 4 reasons why students fail examination from a personal experience. I remember when I checked my first results in my first year in university, a friend of mine who was also there to check her results was very surprised at my reaction towards my results, and she tried to tell me to compare it with hers. But though I did well, but that was not my expectation. So I might count it that I failed to meet up with my expectation for that semester. So what are the 4 reasons why brilliant students fail in examination? Look at the word fail. The 4 reasons are embedded and buried in it. As we progress into full details, don't forget to like this very video and subscribe for more enriching videos like this. Take the word fail and write it vertically, F-A-I-L. Now, the first, and which I rank as number 1 as one of the causes of failure in my examination, which could also be the same for you, is focusing on the difficult questions. You see, many of us focus on difficult questions or difficult subjects. For instance, when I was writing my JAMB to get into university, I can remember I made up my mind that I was going to focus on my mathematics, physics, and chemistry questions, and somehow I neglected my English, though it was not my will or intention to neglect my English language or give less time for it. But what happened was that I already made up my mind that I must solve those difficult physics questions and the rest, and that took a lot of my time. So I used most of my time. In fact, before I started answering questions on English language, the time remaining for the examination was about 6 minutes, and this I was going to use to answer 60 questions. Now, these 60 questions still have the same mark allotted to other subjects, physics, mathematics, and chemistry. When I started answering the questions, they were very simple. If I had answered the English questions first, I would have had enough time to answer the difficult questions, and also I will have a lot of marks. I wouldn't have to rush, because that examination I wasn't happy with the results. But that was my lesson 1. I learned never to focus on difficult questions, especially when they have the same mark as the simple ones. At this point, let me warn, you must understand the difference between difficult questions and compulsory questions. Compulsory questions, you must answer them. In fact, answer them first if you can. So that is the first reason why students who are brilliant fail examination, because they want to prove to their lecturers that they are very good, and so they want to focus on the difficult questions first, and these might consume their time. Now, having considered the first letter of the word fail, let's look at the second letter, A. Abandoning past questions during preparation. There are students who know how to read. They can read a lot of textbooks, go search online, do a lot of research, and they want to dwell on that. They just want to dwell on that. They do not pick up past questions to solve. Past questions that relate to that very examination you want to take. Now, this is not a good way to go about it. You have to do what? You have to practice with past questions on that subject as you are reading and preparing for such examination. This helps you to know how questions can be coined from a particular topic, how to tackle the questions, do you understand the questions, and the way you are seeing the question, do you think you can be able to answer the questions in examination? In fact, practicing past questions is just like you are putting yourself in the actual examination. You time yourself, you try to see, okay, how long does it take me to answer these questions? Though we still talk about that later. I can remember severally that I sometimes see questions in my examination which I have treated in past questions before or in textbooks. So sometimes I do not even need to solve such questions because my answer will just be there, especially when they are objective questions. So all I need to do is just to select my answer, and that is all. And sometimes theory questions also, when you solve them in past questions, you already know what you are going to write. So that is as simple as that. You don't have to start thinking on, okay, how do I go about solving this question? If it involves formula, what formula do I use, and stuff like that. The next letter is the letter I, and it stands for improper time management. I tell you, it is one of the reasons why students fail to meet up with their expectation in an examination. So let's see how this happens in examination. You all know the last examination you wrote, were you able to finish it? Just like my case, I focused on difficult questions and I couldn't finish my English questions because of what? I did not manage my time well. So basically, improper time management in an examination, or I'm not talking about outside examination or during preparation, you are prepared for this examination very well. You can answer the questions, but sometimes you don't manage your time well. I remember my time in secondary school, that is in high school. I used to do well in many subjects, but particularly I'm not impressed because I know that some of you are there that are watching this video. You just know you could do better if the time was there. Why was it? Have you asked yourself, why was that time not enough? It was because you couldn't manage it well. Sometimes we are too slow. We are too slow because, like myself, I was too slow. How could you imagine? I'm not the first person who is writing JAMB in this country. Now, how could it be that an examination which the examiner believed that time should be enough for me to finish it, and many people finish it within that time, I couldn't finish my examination? I had just 6 minutes to answer 60 questions for English language. Is this supposed to be so? No. There should have been more time allotted for it, but because I did not manage my time well, I couldn't quite finish my examination as I desired. I do not know that man that wrote unfinished examination as much as I did while in high school. I wrote so many examinations, I couldn't finish them. Though I had good score in them, but at the end of the day, I still felt this kind of, if I had enough time. Who told you the time was not enough? That time was enough to do anything. Whatever time the examiner gave to you, it was enough. All you need to do, I will tell you in this very video. I can remember when I wrote my high school certificate examination, that is WAEC or WASE, as like they call it in West Africa. During that time, I could remember my mathematics, I did not finish it. My further mathematics, I did not finish it. I was afraid, but I really thank God who still gave me something good from that very examination. So these are the things. And in fact, time management is one of the core factors why students do not do well in examination. Now let's see how you can tackle this. How can you rectify this? Even when I had not seen my results after writing JAMB, I felt very ashamed and disappointed in myself with the fact that I couldn't finish my English questions, and this made me very angry with myself. That was the time. I've always been told, Prosper, you are too slow. Prosper, you are too slow. But that was the time I told myself, Prosper, you are too slow, because it affected me in an external examination. Because I couldn't just, writing a computer-based examination, you can't beg the computer to say, hey, I've not done anything. Hey, I just started my English. There is no chance for that. So it was that very examination that changed my life entirely in all aspects, especially in time management. The next examination I wrote to enter into college was an examination that I really used to test my time management. And let me tell you, I used not more than half of the time allotted for that very test. Although the test was simple, that was the same test that I would have done, and maybe I wouldn't finish it with the time allotted for it. But I was able to finish it, and I had to cross-check again until I eventually submit. So that is just one thing that you need to know. So how was I able to overcome this time management or improper time management? The first step was that I was dissatisfied with my situation. I could no longer see it as normal, as that I was slow, that it should be normal to me. See, if you have a problem and you think it is normal for you, it remains there until the day you rise in dissatisfaction. So you have to be dissatisfied with your state. You have to be dissatisfied with the fact that your speed is not up to what it should be. And you should know that the examination is a test of what? Speed and accuracy. So that for you to know something is not enough, you must also do what? Be able to put those things down fast. So it's a test of what? Speed. So that means when you have accuracy, you have only passed 50% of what that examination is meant for. So the other 50% is what? Is speed. And this added together is what makes up the 100% you score in your examination. So it just depends on the ratio of proportion or of combination. That's what comes out as your exam score. So you must know that what examination is a test of both speed and accuracy, and you must be dissatisfied with your state, that you are not working very fast. Now the next step is I started looking for the reason why I was slow. Was it that I was not very good in calculation? Was it that I was not very good at remembering formula? Was it that I was not very good in recollecting what I have read? What was the problem? That was what I focused. I started looking at the causes or the reasons why I am slow during my examination. After asking myself these questions, I discovered that my number one problem was that I do not know how to calculate very fast with my head. It's not everything I would need to punch with a calculator. So I discovered that problem, I tackled it, and it really worked for me. The second one is that I discovered that I do not understand questions easily. That is I don't understand questions quickly. I just have to read, then I read through again and stuff like that. It was almost as if I was feeling relaxed in an examination hall, as if I was attending to a question that is asked by my father. No, I have to do what? I have to approach it with speed, with greater speed than that. So those are the things I discovered, and it really helped me to become fast in writing or answering questions in my examination. Now I was able to tackle the inability to calculate things easily and very fast by making sure that I do not use calculator for simple problems while I am practicing. So that was the first thing I did, and I also try to make sure that I understand questions at the first sight, read the question, understand it, and provide an answer as fast as possible. And another thing I would like you to do is to try to play brain games. There are a lot of brain games on Google Play Store, and one of them is the name of the app is just called Brain Games. There are a lot of games there, so it will really help your memory to be able to process things very, very fast. And as you practice, like I told you before, you make progress. Now, to solve the problem of time management, the last thing I did was that every single time I try to practice past questions, I make sure that I time myself. I make sure that I do what? I time myself. And the reason why I do this is because I want to see that I work based on the examination time. That is, every examination is going to have an allotted time for it. Like I told you, examination is a test of what? Of speed and accuracy. So I worked on my speed a lot, because not just accuracy, I try to work on my speed. I get applications online and I try to practice questions on those, because there are a lot of applications there that time you on how you answer questions. And also, when you are preparing for a particular examination, of course you need to study the nature, because that is one of the things you should do. Study the nature, know the time taken to answer questions for that very examination and stuff like that, and try to make sure that you beat that time when you are practicing, and approach the questions as if you are in the examination hall, and that is how to go about it. The last letter in the word fail is L. Now, the letter L stands for lack of examination skills. There are examination skills that can help you. They are just like when we have what we call life hacks. One of the examination skills that every student is expected to have, especially science students, is the use of calculator. The use of calculator. Now, talking about the use of calculator, it has really helped me in my college examinations, because sometimes you are given a computer-based examination and you'll be given some kind of equations to solve. I'm telling you, it works very well when you use a calculator. You can easily use it to solve simultaneous equation involving 2 to 3 variables, cubic equations and quadratic equations, and it's going to be very, very fast. You can use it to solve definite integrals and so many things like that. Now, if you want me to make a video on how to make use of calculator for stuff like this, you can put that down in the comments box below. So basically, you need to know these very tricks. It works very well. It's a skill. When you do this, when you have this, it's a skill. When others will be suffering on solving a particular equation, you're already there. You're up there. I really used these skills when I was in my college days. So because in high school, I do not really need to use this, because then I was learning. So I would not advise a high school student to use these skills, especially most of the calculator skills. But for a college student who is going to be doing a lot of things, you will need this. Another skill I would like you to learn is how to make an unknown subject of the formula without having to write it on paper or go through so many steps and all that. You can use your eyes, use your intellect to make your known subject of the formula. This will really save the time of having to write and all that. The next step is that after making your known subject of the formula, you should learn how to be able to punch. That is, now you have made your known subject of the formula. You don't have it on paper. You just have it on your head. Then look at the parameters that you have in your questions. I'm talking about this when it is calculation questions. You look at the parameters you have in the question, and then what are you supposed to do? You are able to just punch calculators very well. You need to know how to punch calculators very well, and you can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of calculation without having to punch one by one, or to do 2 times 5. Then you now write equal to, then you now write 3 divided by 4, and then you now go and divide the answer again. No, it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to punch everything at once. Now, when going for an examination, I must tell you, you must be well prepared. No matter how intelligent or brilliant you are, you must be well prepared. Don't go there and say, hey, this examination, don't go with overconfidence. Don't be overconfident in what you know. And one of the things people neglect, which is very, very important, is prayer. It's very, very important that you pray. No matter what you have read, no matter what you know, no matter how many skills you have, no matter how fast you are, you need to pray.
Thank you for watching this very video to the end. Please do subscribe to this channel and also share this video with your friends so that it can be of help to them. I want you to know that we have a lot of videos for you to watch on this channel, both on physics and mathematics, and very soon we'll be including other subjects depending on your response. We also have general knowledge here, and we have some videos. And if you want to know how to prepare for examination, click on the video you can see right now.